FIU hosts two former White House press secretaries.
Whether you're on the conservative side or liberal side, I think it's important that, we talk more than kind of like screaming over each other.
To speak to aspiring journalists. The Florida community in shock.
Disbelief and just trying to think why.
After a college student admits to a stabbing. And the community comes together.
I'm still going on and trying to do the best that I can
to feed those in need. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Valentina Gaspari.
I'm Jason Arrow. Today is Wednesday, April 10th, 2024.
Live from the Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Politics and Panthers, as a couple of high-profile spokespeople got their opportunity to speak to college students. Students from our campus were invited to discuss the role media will take in this year's election with two former White House members.
Caplin News reporter Natalie LaRoche-Pietri was there and has more on the debate.
Former staff from both sides of the political aisle met here earlier to discuss the role of media in the election cycle. Their role to young journalists and the citizens in the audience: don't just talk, listen. They may be repping their respective red and blue teams, but both agreed that sitting down for the exchange of ideas is vital. There's too much at stake to not.
The beauty of our country is that we have the freedom and the right to have those discussions, to assemble with who we want to express our views. But too often right now, we're actually shutting down those conversations, whether it's in college campuses and community rooms across the country or even dinner tables.
Sean Spicer, the White House press secretary for former President Donald Trump, and Johanna Maska, the White House director of press advance for former President Barack Obama, sat side by side as they discussed the changing digital landscape of news and the way people consume media.
Our country, our democracy, the institutions we take for granted that keep us safe, rely on our involvement of an informed citizenry. That trust in that information is crucial for them to make their decisions.
In 2023, the Florida legislature passed a bill that required state universities to create a public policy office. It has a responsibility to stage group forums that address, quote, public policy issues widely discussed and debated in society at large from multiple divergent and opposing perspectives. Spicer's and Maska's chat was moderated by NBC6 Miami's Willard Shepard, who took questions from the crowd throughout the conversation.
Whether you're on the conservative side or liberal side, I think it's important that, we talk more than kind of like screaming over each other. Us as like citizens or whoever we choose to vote for, that we have that responsibility of looking at all sorts of sources.
It's empty now, but there were over 70 people here earlier, all engaged in asking questions regarding the conversation. Reporting for Caplin News, I'm Natalie LaRoche-Pietri.
A Florida community is mourning a loss after a beloved teacher was killed. As WFTS's Rebecca Petit reports, the teacher was stabbed over 70 times by her son, who attended the University of Florida.
Yes, tell me exactly what happened. I told someone. Okay, I've got help on the way.
That's the 911 call 21-year-old Emmanuel Espinoza calmly made after police say he stabbed and killed his mother, Elvia Espinoza. According to Polk County Sheriff's Office, the pre-med student arrived to his mother's home on Deer Road just after 2 p.m. Saturday. Investigators say Emmanuel drove down from Gainesville to Frostproof to attend an event for his grandfather and was planning to stay at his mother's house. Police say when his mother answered the front door, Emmanuel stabbed her at least 70 times. Neighbors I spoke with tell me the small town is devastated.
Total shock and disbelief and just trying to think why.
Authorities say Emmanuel immediately called 911 and confessed, telling police his mother got on his nerves for years.
When we said, "Do you love her?" He said, "Oh yeah, I love her." "Do y'all get along?" "Yeah, 8 out of 10 we get along." But I've wanted to kill her for years, and I made up my mind as I drove from Gainesville today is the day.
46-year-old Elvia Espinoza was a mother of 3. She was a second-grade teacher at Ben Hill Griffin Elementary School. Her former students tell me she was sweet and encouraging.
She is the reason why I am semi-good at fractions and math, but she is the main reason why I want to become an astrophysicist.
To honor Miss Espinoza's life, students and staff were asked to wear bright colors on Monday. Parents tell me they will always cherish the positive impact she had on their children.
All the other teachers that knew her, her family members, and just we want them to know that she's always been thought of. We always talked very fondly, about her over the years. I'm trying to get through this without crying, so yeah.
I'm Polk County reporter Rebecca Petite, ABC Action News.
This morning, the Orange County Sheriff's Office shares body camera footage of a newborn who, thank God, survived the choking incident, thanks to the quick actions of a law enforcement officer. Deputy Ben Hayden responded to a call about a baby who was unable to breathe. In the footage shown before, Hayden administered back taps which cleared the baby's airways and allowed the baby to go home safely.
A few blocks away from Fancy Coconut Grove, a hidden nonprofit organization has been helping the homeless and needy community for over 30 years. Caplin News reporter Amelia Orjuela takes us inside the organization for a closer look.
Coconut Grove is known as Miami's oldest neighborhood and one of the best places to shop and dine. But just a few miles away from the fancy restaurants, a non-profit organization called Coconut Grove Crisis Food Pantry helps the needy community.
The Coconut Grove Crisis Food Pantry was founded in 1984 at the Christ Episcopal Church, with the aim of providing aid to the homeless community in the Little Bahamas area. Over time, it has also extended its services to support low-income families around Coconut Grove. The director of the food pantry, Sandra Martin, explained the process that takes place inside the Pin Church.
On Monday and Tuesday, we have 2 or 3 deliveries from Whole Foods, and we start at 8:30, but to give out the food, we start at 11. So we have, about 10 tables with grocery bags that we give out.
Every Tuesday, more than 20 volunteers gather to help those in need by packing warm meals, canned food, fresh produce, and basic groceries. Some of these volunteers have been working at the pantry for years, including a 93-year-old woman who has been there since it was founded.
Doing the same thing I did before, pack bags for the needies, and they are delivered by one of the members to the families that are sick and shut-ins and can't come for them. I'm still going on and trying to do the best that I can for the service of the Lord and the community.
This organization currently provides meals to 225 families every week, which is a unique system they started after the pandemic. This sets them apart from other food pantries in Miami, and it all comes down to giving back to the community and supporting those in need.
This year, the pantry is celebrating its 40th anniversary, delivering warm meals and fresh groceries from the inside of this Pin Church behind me. Reporting from Coconut Grove for Caplin News, I'm Amelia Orjuela.
In a nation still in shock after deadly earthquakes, one dog has won the hearts of the Taiwanese people as they go through a devastating situation. Roger, a once failed police dog because of his, quote, overly friendly personality, has become one of Taiwan's top search and rescue agents. He found one of 13 people who was killed in the earthquake, which was identified as a 21-year-old woman in the heavily damaged Taroko National Park. Roger's backstory has become an inspiration for the people of Taiwan during these hard times.
Both Kachuk brothers were at the Emirate Bank Arena for last night's Panthers game.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
Will give Atlanta the lead. Murray blocked by Adebayo, but a goaltend.
The Heat played their last road game of the season and took it into double overtime. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Radcliffe Art and Design Incubator is the velocity accompanying the fellow's rudder, as in a boat. Unless there is movement or action, the planned direction is of little consequence. We encourage the creative ideas into action, and from the experience of doing, we critically assess the feedback, adjust, and set out to rediscover the potentialities of an entrepreneurial mindset.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Playoff push in the NBA as the Miami Heat play their last road game of the season. As the final week of the NBA season approaches, the playoff race heats up for the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference.
Miami squared off against their rival, the Atlanta Hawks, as they started the fight for the playoff, which was led down the barrel by Tyler Hero's 33 points, while Miami soared over the Hawks in double overtime thriller. As it stands, Miami is the 8th seed in the East with 3 games left to play. The final score was Heat 117, Atlanta 111. The Heat will host the Dallas Mavericks tonight at 7:30.
The ice-cold Florida Panthers are clawing back to their midseason form after beating the Ottawa Senators. The Panthers slapped the Senators around en route to a shutout win that saw goalie Anthony Stolarz earn 25 saves. As it stands, the Panthers have 104 points, placing them as the 4th seed. With 3 home games left, the Cats will try to fight their way to a top 3 seed. The final score for this game was Panthers 2, Ottawa 0. The Panthers will host the Columbus Blue Jackets tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Sadly, as the more things change, the more things do tend to stay the same, but in this case, the Marlins losing does always stay the same. The Marlins battled the Yankees in the Bronx with a 2-run 7th inning, but it wasn't enough for the Fish to come back, and they earned their 11th loss of the year. The Marlins are still only have a single win all season. The final score was Marlins 2, Yankees 3. The Marlins will play their final game in the series against the Yankees today at 7:05 p.m. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Jason Arrow.
And I'm Valentina Gaspari. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.